The other thing is you asked about what it means to have a meaningful activity in a residential care setting. In the regulated sense, you're supposed to have an activity calendar that says you do such and such at 1 o'clock and bingo at 3 o'clock and exercise at such and such a time. And that's primarily for purposes of regulation or marketing or whatever. The S.E.L.F. program basically is about creating a meaningful day. And it starts with the assumption that life is an activity, that everything is an activity. And as you know the person, you'll know that that person with dementia might or might not be a morning person. So you know to let them sleep in and get up when they want so they can eat breakfast when they want. You know what it's like to get up and go to the bathroom and get dressed and go through those personal activities of hygiene, really, that are very meaningful to your day, and you're getting started. You support the person where they are. If they like to get up and stay in their nightgown and have a cup of coffee and read the newspaper in their room because you know that about them, you will create that experience, and that in itself is a meaningful activity. In other situations, though, you bring people together in a group. And instead of thinking you have to have all kinds of elaborate prompts to do an activity, one of the things that we do in one of the exercises in part 5 of the S.E.L.F. program is we take the staff into a room in their assisted living or nursing care residence, usually a room that doesn't have a lot of amenities to it, and there don't seem to be many things around, like in this room, for example. And we ask them to brainstorm how they could use the existing resources in that room to create a meaningful activity for the residents. Or one of the things I do is I bring a jar of buttons. A jar of buttons. I set it on the table in front of them and I say, now, make up a list of all the different things you could do with this jar of buttons to create a meaningful experience for either one resident in the severe stage of dementia or a group of residents in the early or mild stage of dementia. And they come up with all kinds of creative activities, and you support them in doing that. And most especially, you acknowledge them for their creativity, for their sense of fun, and for their resourcefulness in using, very limited resources to create a meaningful experience.